Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I hope you're doing well. This week's Parsha is Parshat Terumah, and it's the Parsha where we're instructed on how to build the portable tabernacle, the Mishkan, for the Jews in the desert. And it feels like a direct response to what's recently happened in the Torah, to be suddenly given this instruction to build a tabernacle. So Avraham is spoken directly to by God. Noach is spoken to directly by God. Yitzchak, Yaakov, Sarah is even told that she's going to have her kid. Like, all of this stuff is direct. And then Moshe comes along, God speaks directly to Moshe, and then Bnei Yisrael emerges. The Jewish people as a nation becomes a thing. And no longer are we just, a few smattering Jews around here and God can come talk to them individually. No, the Jewish people of late, the Jewish people that was just freed from Egypt, which happened recently in our Parshiyats a few weeks ago, that Jewish people who's now suddenly not slaves anymore, now in the desert, all they know of God is huge plagues. They know about the blood in the water. They know about the frogs. They know about the hail. They know about the splitting of the sea. They know about manna from heaven. They know about all these things that are like huge and not reachable. And then what happens, when Moshe goes up on Har Sinai, on Mount Sinai, to get the Torah, is that 40 days goes by and the Jewish people don't hear from God. The Jewish people don't hear from their leader Moshe, and they freak out and build the golden calf. And what I suppose God learns from this experience is that Jewish people need to feel like they're contributing or need to feel connected to something at all times, even if God isn't present. And they need something that's less scary and big, like this, the way that God has been interacting with them thus far. And so God instructs them to build the tabernacle. And what's beautiful about this is that it's not that like God says, everyone must bring gifts to me and then we'll build a tabernacle. No, the text is it's sweet. It's tell the Israelite people to bring me gifts. You shall accept gifts for me from every person whose heart is so moved. So God is like, whoever wants to feel connected to me, whoever wants to contribute to my house, only if they want to. And what this sounds like to me is it sounds like when a kid is playing house or playing drive-through and you like go in and you order from the drive-through menu and you pretend to eat the food for the kid. Like it kind of feels like the Jewish people are the kid and God is the adult sort of playing along. Because what we're being told to give, this parsha truma, meaning contribution or an offering, is an opportunity to give so that we can receive. And I think about this so often in like friendships, family. You feel so much more connected to someone when you are able to give, when you are able to give to them, so that you can get. The most joyful feeling in the world is contributing to something and the joyful feeling of knowing you contributed to it. And so God is allowing the Jewish people to feel this feeling by allowing them to contribute to the Mishkan. I love it. The other thing that's beautiful about this is that God doesn't say, I want to build this Mishkan so that I can be in this house and the Jewish people can be connected to me. No, the text says, Vasuli mikdash v'shachanti betocham, and let them make me a sanctuary so that I may dwell among them, betocham, with them. God wants to be around us. God sees that the Jewish people need some sort of, a place to be able to connect to God, even though, of course, we know that we should be able to connect to God when we see the Grand Canyon or see the ocean, these grand scales that even make a non-religious person emotional or recognize the scale of the world. But God is meeting the Jewish people where they need to be met. I had a boss whose whole theory in life was you have to be people focused first. You have to think about what the people, if you're hosting an event, you have to think about the people and what they're experiencing. And I use this in every part of my job. I truly I think about it in everything. So for example, when I have a human interest guest, so like a normal person like you or me come in to my job at the show. I treat them like I would want to be treated. If they're coming in from the subway, I give them water. If they seem frazzled, I give them a moment to sit alone. I feel like anytime I arrive somewhere, I want to go to the bathroom and wash my hands. So I allow them to do all these things, not because I'm so generous and whatever, because I'm going to get the best result out of someone who's at ease and relaxed. And God does the exact same thing with the Jewish people. God sees that Jewish people need to have a place to be able to worship God because, of course, if they're not given any sort of structure, how will they ever do it? And he sees that the Jewish people want to contribute and feel like they're adding something to the Mishkan. And it's very human and I really like it. And it's a direct response to God seeing that the Jewish people need this. And so I guess I just appreciate that God is so people focused, especially at this point in the Torah. And again, of course, we know this is like a portable thing, but it's like, I don't know. It's like it's very neat building this portable thing in the desert, so that the Jewish people can feel close to God. I hope that all of you have a restful weekend. And I'm curious, I'll just leave you with one question to think about. When do you feel closest to God? And not to jump ahead, but some of you might say being in synagogue. There we go. The Mishkan, synagogue, Beit Knesset, the place that we go to pray. That's where you can feel close to God because God allowed us to have these houses of prayer so that we could feel close to God. The answer could also be in the desert, at the Grand Canyon, at the ocean, around trees when you're around beautiful nature. Like all these things, it's like for us, it's for our benefit because truly, no matter where you are in the world, even if you're in the most desolate place in the universe, you can still be connected to God because there are no gifts of creation if there is no giver. If we believe that the world is just some sort of a smattering of atoms and we arrived magically, there's no gratitude in that. There has to be a gift that we've received because there is a giver. Shabbat shalom. God willing, I'll see you all next week and have a great weekend.